All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. May the Lord bless you. I pray everybody is having a beautiful, blessed day as we thank the good Lord for so much. Now I want to talk about dating a woman with children. Just a real talk video. A lot of single men in ministry. Single godly men. This video is for you. To those y'all know who y'all are, been asking me the questions on the old video I done. I guess that was about 3 or 4 years ago, about what I was talking about in the video and my experiences of dating women with children. But let's take this off top. It's beautiful women out here. It's beautiful women out here with children, without children. And when you're looking for a woman to become your wife, if they're not talking about what the Lord talking about, fellas, then you need to keep it moving. And I know a lot of times men like to down women and cuss them out and call them all kind of, bitches and hoes. This is just a real talk video. I'm not getting in the Bible in this video. This is more of like a little class, we could say, for the single men, because I'm, still single myself. And we want to talk about some of the issues with dating a woman with children. And women, I love you. This video is not to disrespect none of y'all. I hope y'all listen and learn just like I listen and learn so much from what I have went through and talking with other brothers and sisters. So I can write a book on dating a woman with children. But if you can find a good woman, I always tell men like this, if the Lord send that woman your way, children or no children, if the Lord send that woman your way, it's for you. Not nobody else. It's for you. So I wanted to say that off top first. This is just, we could say, JT's little advice. Some may want to listen. Some may not want to listen. It's up to you. Now, it's hard. It's hard either way it go, dating a woman with children when those babies are not yours. It's very hard. And what makes it hard a lot of times is by you not being the father of those children. And the younger, now, I learned from my experience, the younger the child is, it's a little bit more easier to deal with. But the older the child is, that brings a lot of problems. Especially when they 14, 15. Or let's just say 13 and up, 12 and up, versus when they 3 or 4. Because when they're younger, if you can get in their life while they're young like that, it's easier. But it's still going to be difficult either way it goes, because you are not the father. And a lot of times we get into these relationships and we think that we can come out on top. We can come out in the best. And a lot of times it can come out for the worst. According to who the woman is and how the woman have raised a child, and how the woman will allow you to do what you need to do as the man, as a man of God, versus you got some women. That's why I say don't just run out here and get to know anybody, because you got some women out here, they will not let you do anything at all, because they have been so stuck to that child. It's just been them and that child, and you won't fit in. But it's some women out here that will allow you and accept you, to be the man that you are. And the children, a lot of times, hate the fact that their mama and daddy is not together. And some children would do anything, and they would do everything in their power to destroy you from being with their mother. And then there are some children that just want to accept you and say, I wish you was my daddy. Man, let me tell you something. That's the hardest thing I had to deal with when I have gotten a relationship with a child that wasn't mine, especially the little girls. There's something about the little girls, and you get attached to them, and they'll say something like, I wish you was my daddy. Or will you be my daddy? Will you marry my mama? I love you. That's hard. And what makes it extra hard is when you got to walk away from that when you and mama ain't going to get along. Mama see things her way, You see it your way. And when you got to wind up splitting up, now to remind you, the child have already went through so much because they watch mom and daddy not be together. And then here it is, they get attached to you. Now they watching you go your separate way. But like I say, it's some people that have made it work. They have stayed in there, hung in there. But it's a lot of men that done walked away. Most men I know they're not gonna accept another man's child, no way. Most men that I know, they'll tell you in a minute, I wouldn't even step foot in that. I wouldn't do that. Some men will. And I'm just so glad the Lord didn't do us like that. You know, I'm gonna turn my back on all my children. I'm so glad the Lord looked at me and accepted me and messed up as I was. And when I look at myself and look in the mirror and I look at these innocent babies who ain't even had a chance in life, they need a man in their life. They need a father figure in their life because the streets is getting them. Streets is getting them. Back in the day, they used to tell you it take a village to raise a child. Now, it's just mama raising a child. That's hard on mama. So you gotta take all this in and have to be willing to deal with all this kind of stuff. And then you got the children that don't have no discipline. And when you taking on another man's child, once again, and that woman have just, especially these young boys, and that woman have just been with her female genes, the female side. That's all that young man have been seeing, that little boy have been seeing growing up. And then along come a man jumping on the scene. You got your work cut out. Trust me, I know. And it ain't gonna happen overnight. Trust me, I know. I have dealt with it more than once. And it's not easy. And see, one thing about me, I cannot tolerate a disrespectful child. I can't do it. I wasn't raised that way. I wasn't raised to disrespect my elders. So when I see a child out of line, my job is to get them in line, daddy or not. That's why in my church, I'm around a lot of people, and most children don't have their father, no way. So in church, they call me the church daddy. Send them over there with Brother Jerome. Yeah. Because, see, you might disrespect somebody else, but I'm not going to allow that. When I see wrong, out of love, I'm going to correct it. And I found out these children ain't all that bad. They just need somebody there for them. They need to love. They need somebody to listen at them. Man, I got things children would tell me that they won't even tell their own parents because they don't feel that relationship like that. Especially to the religious people who always, you got to church this, church. They get so caught up in church and they lose focus on their own children. And their children walking around hurt. They scarred. They got things they need to let out, but mom and dad ain't trying to hear it. I deal with that with a lot of preacher daughters. Because they all want to throw the Bible on everything. When a child don't hardly understand the Bible a lot of times. So sometimes that's why I like to do real talk videos like this. And that's why I say some turn out for the best and make it work. Some turn out for the worst. But see, when a godly man steps in, a lot of women say they ready for it. I've been praying for that. But when they get that godly man, they really not ready for it. They think they are, but I'm not saying everybody. Women, I love you. Not all of y'all, but a lot of y'all, well I've been praying, but you don't want to let go of what you've been doing to accept that man. To let him do what he needs to do. When he come on the scene and talk about the do's and the don'ts, or he got a problem with what you're doing with your son, and you don't want him to correct your son, then ain't nothing else for that man to do but leave. He's not marrying your children. He's wanting to marry you. That's why the Bible teaches you your husband comes before your own children. But let's just be real in this video. Everybody ain't married. Most people are shacking up. And as a man of God, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're shacking up and want things to work, God don't bless mess. Satan does. It's only one right way to do it. If we're not going to do it right, we don't need to do it at all. So, this accepting your child, you know what I ask a woman? Do you think your child can accept me? That's what I ask a woman. Because the thing is, when women The thing about a lot of women get very emotional. I'm not talking about all of y'all. I know some women, man, they act like a dude, man. They hard up. They don't even show feelings half of the time. But most women that I know are emotional. And what a woman does, she gets emotional before anything. And the feelings, the feelings get involved. So they start seeing, oh, the beauty. Oh, I got a good man now. Oh, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. They get so caught up in their emotions and what they see that they forget about asking that man, what is it that you want, baby? What do you need? Where do you see yourself at in here? They get caught up in the moment. That's the problem I had in my last relationship. I said, you talking about marriage and we not even seeing eye to eye. You don't even want to let me discipline this boy who's so out of order. And the first time I try to discipline that young boy, you got a problem with it. Ain't no need in talking about marriage. We can end that right here, right now. It's hard dating a woman with kids. It's hard a lot of times getting your kids to accept that man. And then you got women who don't want to date a man with children once again. So this thing is vice versa. It's on both sides. Because most men would tell you, hey man, I want my own legacy. I ain't trying to raise no other dude child. And then you got women, I know women right now who don't have children at all. And they'll say the same thing, I want my own child. I want to start up my own. And I'm dating a man that got 2 children, 2 different baby mamas. I see myself getting frustrated because his baby mamas don't respect me. The other baby mama don't respect me. We just got all kind of hell. This is what most people are dealing with. And for a man dating a woman with a child, that's my first question also. How's your relationship with your baby daddy? Is he crazy? See, I done been put in a situation at gunpoint behind that type of stuff. I was dating a woman at first and didn't even know the woman was still married. Still married. Had to find out the hard way. Thank the Lord. The Lord was there. Brought me up out of that. Taking her home one night. And wondering why this dude coming up to my car. I'm sitting there looking stupid like Boo Boo the Fool. Because then she finally said, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I'm still married. That's really my husband right there. Now he looking at me, he want to fight. You got to be careful with who you dating. That's why the way it was done in the Bible and what we see nowadays, it don't even match up, y'all. It don't even match up. And these poor children are hurting in the middle. You can end up being a part of a woman's messing instead of her blessing. It's real out here, y'all. So as a man of God, I'm going to tell you the truth. You got to give up something on both sides to make it work. And that's what's wrong with a lot of men. We don't want to give up nothing. And then a lot of women don't want to give up nothing. Well, this is the way I've been doing it. Before you got here, they get to hitting their neck and all that. I've raised this boy on my own. And this is what it's going to be. So you don't fit in, then hit the door. You might as well hit the door when they tell you that. Because that woman have let you know, she have let you know that she is not going to change what she's been doing. If she want that stuff to go the way it's going to go, and she tell you that, what can you do, man? And that's how a lot of good men get ran off. And then I know some women that won't date until their children are grown. They just dealing with it. They lonely, but they doing all they can not to whore around. And they'll tell you, I'm not going to date till these babies get grown because I'm tired of going through this stuff. When are we going to learn, y'all, that if the Lord didn't put us together, it's not going to work? If the Lord didn't put it together, it's not going to work. As I'm thinking about my past relationship, I couldn't fit in. I tried hard. I tried very hard. I was trying to bond with the 2 babies, boy, girl. The girl, Let me make this point too. Fellas, we already know this. These young girls are looking at us as an example of what type of man they need to get later on in life when they get older. And when there is no man there for that woman, that young woman, that little girl to look up to, that's why a lot of women turn out the way they turn out. They looking for a sugar daddy / boyfriend. They turn to the streets because they never had a man. We always want to talk about how the young boys need a man or father figure, but come on, let's keep it real. Those women, young women, just as well need a father figure, just like the boy. That's why God made woman and man. Woman was taken out of man and created. Balance right there. Balance. Two parents. Man and woman who become one flesh to train up a child in the way they should go. Problem is, how can you train up a child if there is nobody there to train? And mama getting stuck nowadays doing it all. Can I keep it real in this video, y'all? I love you. So, we see how this thing got its ups and it got its downs. It's got its downs. And that's why I wanted to tie it in with a disrespectful child. Because I wasn't raised like that. That's why I can't put up with that. Some women that I dated in the past with their children, they wanted me to stand on stuff that I totally went against. You can move in with me. We can shack up. We know what it is. You go back to your place or I go back to my place. You know, sometime when you date, you got your own crib. They got their crib, and then what it becomes is we just got in a little agreement. That's all. I don't care who you sleep around with, as long as you come back over here with me. And then what happened when that man come home and bring you a disease? Women, don't allow your child to see a man laying up in your house every day of the week. See, this is why I'm pretty much single, because I'm standing on what's real and what's right. I've done my share of dirt. I have. I'm guilty of doing my share of dirt and shacking up and all had my jobs and money in my pocket and thought I had it going on, but I wasn't living nowhere close for the Lord at all. So that's why you got to get yourself right before you even talk about jumping into a relationship. Now, I will say this once again. If the Lord have my wife for me and my wife got a child, already got a baby or two, I'm not going to worry about it. Because it's a whole lot of babies out here to love, but it's not enough fathers out here to love them. Come on, y'all. Let the church say amen. And then I look at these women who really need help. They struggling. They working hard, busting their butt to keep their family together. And then you got these women out here who just abusing all the help. Got all the food stamps. Like this woman always used to tell me in over there in West Dallas somewhere, I ain't gonna never work. I don't care. I need to work when the government take care of me. I got my child support check. I'm on Section 8. I'm good. Yeah, you good till them kids get grown. Then what you gonna do? And she got a nice car. Man, you go over some of these places in Dallas, you think these people are really got some good jobs. They using the government money to ball out of control with. And then here it is, I know women that need help and they can't even get it. I'm just telling the truth, ladies. I love you once again. Not condemning nobody, but we must understand you got good women, bad women. We got good men, bad men. Everybody ain't operating in the spirit. Whew, boy, this is powerful, y'all. Because I'm having flashbacks of what I went through. That's why I love to If I can help somebody with what I'm saying, young men, please listen at your boy. Please listen at me. When you think about a child alone, it's nothing easy about that. It's nothing easy about that. That's why most men I know have walked out on the one they was with that had children. Because the men that I know, they have brought, they already had their 2 or 3 kids, and then they tried to hook up with a woman with 2 or 3 kids. And here go the other problem. What do you do when your child and her child are not getting along? And then here go the other problem, favoritism. Well, he ain't mine. He really ain't mine. So I'm going to treat my own son. This is my blood. This is my seed. I'm going to treat him way better than I treat him. And you know what that do? Scar that child. That's just my stepson, man. You know, he ain't all that important. Man, we better understand what we do. We got to pay for this, y'all. We got to pay for this. If we would have just done it like the Lord said from the get-go, it wouldn't be no such thing as baby daddies, baby mamas. It would be husband, wives. That's my son. That's my daughter. It wouldn't be no such thing as kids out of wedlock. But that's what we living in now. Man, I love when I see people married. I honor that. My mom and dad have been married 40-some odd years now. My dad had been had my mama since my mom was 14 years old. That means a lot to me. And I've watched them through my life, through their ups and their downs. And I learn, I live and I learn. I learn what to do and I learn what not to do. Just by looking at my parents for an example. They looking at me right now. They watch all my videos. If you date a woman with kids who watch their daddy beat their mama up, do them wrong, they already angry as a child, then you trying to sit there and deal with that. It ain't just children that been done. Like, these children grow up to grown people. You got grown people now who are suffering still from decisions that their parents made. A little child is hurting because of divorce, separation, drug addictions, messed up with money. It is difficult, y'all, because so many women have been so physically and emotionally scarred, they ain't broken that cycle yet. And then when a good man comes along, they run him away out of fear. So as I close, ladies, fellas, as we get ourselves in order with the Lord, it's the only way I'm gonna make it right here. These are my instructions. This show you how to raise your child. We go online looking up everything else, but this show you how to raise your child. This show you how to be as a grown man and a grown woman, as a woman of God and a man of God. This shows you right here. Live it. May the Lord bless you.